In this video, we are going over the Nearpod graphing practice from Tuesday, the 10th of November. So the first one is graphing in slope-intercept form. So you want to pull out the m, which is -2, and you can put that over 1. So that means go down 2, right 1, and then your b is 4. So you're going to plot it on the y-axis where we begin. And then you're going to go down 2 levels, right 1, down 2 levels, right 1. Yeah, I think it's very important to write as many points as possible so you get the full line. And then just do your best drawing as straight line as possible with arrows on the end. The second problem in this activity is also slope-intercept form. Your m this time is a fraction, which is beneficial because it tells you the rise over run. So since 2 is positive, we're going to go up. Since 5 is positive on the bottom, you're going to go right. But the important part is that you have to begin at -4. And you always want to begin on the y-axis. So then I'm going to go up 2 levels, right 5, up another 2 levels, right another 5. Now the opposite of up and to the right would be down 2 and then left 5, down 2 and then left 5. And once again, connect the points the best that you can all the way through the graph with the arrows on the end. Now in this problem, it looks different, but we still have a y and we still have an x, so it's actually in slope-intercept form. M is 3 over 1 because that's next to our x value. Since 3 is positive, we're going to go up. Since 1 is positive on the bottom, we're going to go to the right. We do not have a b value. It's kind of hidden, so the b value is 0. So we start at the origin. And then we're going to go up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. Now the opposite of that is going down 3, left 1, as many times as you can. Do the best to draw a straight line with arrows on the ends. Now for this one, you have to convert. I gave you a hint, convert to slope-intercept form. So we have y minus 5 equals -2 times the quantity x plus 3. -2 times x is -2x. -2 times 3 is a -6. Now, after you distribute, it's just a mini undo process. We're going to undo that -5 by adding 5. So once you have that, you have -2x minus 1. So then it's in slope-intercept form. So just like the previous problems, you can pull out the m and you can pull out the b. The b in this case is -1. And then we're going to go down 2 levels, right 1, down 2 levels, right 1. And you keep going with that pattern until you run out of space. And then you're going to go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. So it's going to be a continuous line going through the graph with arrows on the end. The next problem is a converting problem as well. But this time we have y plus 4 equals -1 times the quantity x minus 3. Be careful with your distribution. Negative times a negative is always a positive. And then we're going to minus 4 on both sides. And be careful. So in this case, our m is -1 over 1, and then our b is -1. So once again, we're going to begin at -1 and then go down 1, right 1. This one involves the most points, but it's always at the corners. So draw your line the best you can with arrows on the end. Now, the next problems are the new problems. Notice that we have 3x equals 15. We only have one variable. We no longer have a y and an x. So this is actually a special case. We have x equals 5. Well, we need the line. The line happens where x equals 5. So I just plotted a point, 5, 0. Think of another point. 5 comma 2, 5 comma negative 6. All of those points have 5 in common for the x value. So if you plot those points, you're going to get a better picture of what the line looks like. The line is actually going to be vertical. That's why it's a special case. So when you have x equals a number that doesn't include a y, then it's going to be a straight up and down equation or line. So then if you do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you're going to get, and this is where I just got the points, I just picked 2. Doesn't matter which 2 you pick. You're always going to get 0 on the bottom, which you can't do, so the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Now for this problem, we have negative 5y equals 30. So we're going to solve for y, like always. So it's just a one step. We have y equals negative 6. What I just plotted was the y-intercept, so it's 0, negative 6. We need a line. Right now we just have a point. So come up with a few other points that have a y of negative 6. I just came up with negative 4, negative 6, and then we can do 10, negative 6. It doesn't matter, as long as the negative 6 is in the y. So then negative 4, negative 6, and then 10, negative 6 is all the way over there. This forms a horizontal line. Now if you plug those slopes in, negative 6 minus negative 6, if you plug in those ordered pairs to find the slope, you're going to realize that the top becomes 0, and then the bottom just becomes a number. Whenever 0 is on top, that means the slope is 0. Think about it. When you're walking on a ground, you're walking on a flat surface. A flat surface is a horizontal line. So that means there is no slope or a slope of 0. So make sure that you write the number 0, or you can spell out 0. Either or is fine. Now for this problem, you're going to have two mini problems. You want the x-intercept, and that's when y equals 0. And then you want the y-intercept when x equals 0. So all you're doing is plugging in to the equation until y is 0. The whole reason 8 times 0 goes away. Now we're left with a one step. So x divided by, 32 divided by negative 4 is negative 8. Remember that this is an ordered pair, negative 8 comma 0. So I'm going to plot that point on negative 8 comma 0, which is the x-intercept because it falls on the x-axis. Now once again, we're going to start with the equation that was given to us, but this time we're going to put in 0 into x. So then we have our y showing. Negative 4 times 0 goes away. We're left with 8y equals 32. Now we have a one step, so y equals 4. Now be careful here. X is 0, y is 4. You cannot switch the two. So after you do that, then you are allowed to plot 0, 4. And then do your best to draw as straight of a line through those 2 points as possible. Extend the line all the way through. And in the following problem, you just want to approach it the same way. Our x-intercept is when y equals 0. So we're going to do the 5x minus 15 parentheses 0 equals 45. Negative 15 times 0 goes away. We're left with 5x equals 45. Divide by 5 on both sides. we're going to get x equals 9. Now to make that an ordered pair, remember I already gave you y equals 0. So then we have 9 comma 0. 9 comma 0 on the x-axis is all the way to the right, where it is at 9, and then we don't go up or down any, so that's why it's right on the x-axis. Now you have to do the y-intercept. And when you have the y-intercept, you're not going left or right any, so that's why x is 0. So then we have 5 parentheses 0, negative 15y equals 45. Be careful when 5 times 0 is 0. Some students tend to forget the negative sign, so just beware, be cautious. And then once you divide by negative 15, you want to simplify that more, and then your y value is going to be negative 3. Now be careful, your x value is 0, because that's what we gave you, and your y value is negative 3. So your point should fall on the y-axis, and then do your best to extend the line all the way through the 2 points with the arrows on the end.